SYML is here, and we're going to have an awesome performance. I just want to welcome you guys to Levi's Lounge. And without further ado, SYML.
What's up, everybody? I go by SYML. My name's Brian, and I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I'm happy to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you. I had an EP come out like a month ago, almost, and it's called In My Body. This is the first song off. It's called Body. In my body, I have a master. I bow down when she comes around. In my body, I'm a disaster. I break down when you shake the ground. Every time I stand to leave my cage, in my broken body I stay. I wanna love like a man. I'll build you a home when I can. Give my new body a chance. Patient now, it's all that I have. I fought the world for your hand. I fought the world for your hand. Give my new body a chance. Give my new body a chance. It's all I have. In my body, I fight fire with the snow. My hell is cold. In my body, I have a soft light burning low, but too hot to hold. I've become the only thing I hate. Leave this broken body today. I wanna love like a man. I'll build you a home when I can. Give my new body a chance. Patient now, it's all that I have. I fought the world for your hand. I fought the world for your hand. Give my new body a chance. Give my new body a chance. Thank you. Thanks very much. Next, I'm going to play a song that's called Ghosts, plural. And I wrote it after like the kind of year or so we've had in this country. I try to stay off Facebook, not because that's the cool thing to do, but because when I log on, I see like my aunts and uncles and like people I know and love just going at it like super, super angry and passionate. And the hardest part about it is that people really care about what they're saying at some level, but it's coming off in this way that is like pretty offensive and like not gonna accomplish what they're hoping it will. So I wrote this song called Ghosts, and it's about sort of those identities that we take on when we get behind a screen. So. In my head, in my heart, I feel great, I feel lost, and I want you to know it's my life, I am pro, I know things you shouldn't know, but I'm willing to show. I don't think about giving it up, don't think about giving it up. This is me and I'm making it up. Is anybody real enough? I see ghosts wherever I go. You know where they're hiding out. Is anybody real enough? All these ghosts won't fight for their souls. I know we can break them out. Is anybody real enough? I am not what you thought. I love hate, it gets me off, and I want you to know. So come on, love, let's get drunk on our dreams. America, am I drinking alone? I don't think about giving it up, don't think about giving it up. This is me and I'm making it up. Is anybody real enough? I see ghosts wherever I go. You know where they're hiding out. Is anybody real enough? All these ghosts won't fight for their souls. I know we can break them out. Is anybody real enough? Keep it down on the low. So come on, love, we're so punk. Let's get high and tear shit up and put it on the phone. Keep it all on the phone. I see ghosts wherever I go. You know where they're hiding out. Is anybody real enough? All these ghosts won't fight for their souls. I know we can break them out. Is anybody real enough? Oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dana, and we are in Levi's Lounge with SYML. Thank you so much for that. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me. This
I know,
is awesome.
I know you're Brian, but
Yeah.
SYML.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that sounded really good. That sounded
you.
studio style good. And I was
Whoa.
just there and talking to you, and you're just drinking coffee and having a conversation, and we're laughing and talking about podcasts.
Yes.
So, do you do vocal warm-ups? Or
No,
do you just...
my like label and everybody that works with me probably hates that I don't, but I just like to roll the dice.
Right.
We'll see how it sounds.
So I definitely want to talk first about ghosts.
Yes.
Because,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
my
man.
family, that's my friends, and they're so angry.
It's real, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I was saying. I like the passion behind it is really like I have a mad respect for people who spend the time and energy reading and educating themselves about the things they're passionate about. But for some reason, it just comes out in the most loud and like not wanting a dialogue kind of thing. And people just behind when they start typing or the people who are bold enough to post themselves talking about the things.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh my gosh. And or videos that they make and it's like just like the most like insane like flashing things at you like did you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say with that song is like I know like so much but other times I'm like well I'm really private but I still want you to know this like it's a really crazy human experience.
It really is. Like I never talk publicly about this, but I want you to know. You know,
I'm
it's
gonna
like.
post this for
but I'm gonna
everybody to
post
see.
this publicly on the
Yeah.
internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel I totally get that. I've had to, and it makes me so sad because people that I'm actually friends with, I've had to unfriend, whatever that
Yeah.
means, you know, on Facebook. And it's such a weird feeling. Like, what kind of world is that? It's just a really weird feeling.
Yeah. And then you get weird with yourself if you're like, well, should I like this? What
Oh
message
my
is
God,
it
and
gonna
there's
send
that.
to
I hate
people
that.
if I like it?
Right.
Or like block. I just block.
Yeah, exactly. Because and then I'm like, nobody's paying attention. And literally, I'll get a text from somebody like, "Why did you like that thing that so and so?" I'm
Right.
like, "What are you doing right now that you're paying
Yeah.
attention to that?"
Yeah. Why do you care so much?
I know.
Gosh.
Why is that even
People.
interesting? I
Yeah.
know. People are crazy.
People are the worst.
I know. People suck.
We are awful.
We're terrible.
Yeah.
And then, but the other thing is when people are like, "You guys," and blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, this is the Bay Area. Nobody's like, we're not those people.
Right. It's an echo chamber.
Yeah.
That's what it normally is. Like people going off about, you know, obviously in the news, like whether it's gun control or whatever. Like, and there are a ton of people with reasonable views on both sides, but they're preaching to their own choir, or like the people they used to know in high school who just want to pick a fight or something. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to talk about body as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why that song resonates with me, and it just makes me feel really sad. Like, what is it? But not in a bad way. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like that's depressing. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I listen to music for that reason.
I write really sad songs. It's a thing. It's how I like see the world a bit. But yeah, that song is well, the funny part about writing sad songs is like I have a very happy life, or what I consider to be a very happy life, like with my family and my friends. But you know, Body's a very internal song, not like literally like I'm kind of talking about in the song, but it's these different identities or characters that I can kind of like name and call out about myself, and about how every day it's a bit of like you wake up and you decide whether or not you're gonna like take up that fight again, like within you, you know, or let it go and become sort of like.
You mean the struggle, or
yeah,
like?
just like, you know, like insecurity or overconfidence
yeah.
or whatever that balance, like it's constantly trying to find itself, or brokenness inside of you, and you're trying to like mend that all the time, but you're just sort of like repeating yourself every day. It's like Groundhog Day, and it's about letting it go and just being like, well, I'm gonna be new today, and to, you know, whether it's your partner or whoever, like. That's when they usually would enjoy you the best. If you're like, I'm laying it all out. I want to be, you know, sort of reborn a bit.
Right, like I'm not gonna bring yesterday's stuff.
I'm not gonna bring you down into that. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. I really like that song.
Yeah. Thanks.
I like all of them. I like all 6 of them.
Thank you.
They're really awesome. But I know there's only 6 songs on the album, and I was like, and at the end I was like, oh, I was all excited about what's next, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
there's not another one.
I'll have more.
Okay. Yeah, you'll release another one
Yeah.
at some point.
Yes.
Maybe this year.
Yeah. Well, you know, who knows?
So I wanted to also talk, because we had this conversation, I want to say backstage, but it's in a conference room.
It was in a conference room.
Yeah, we don't have a backstage, but yeah, we had the big conference table. But I want to talk about SYML. So
Yes.
SYML means simple in
Yes.
Welsh.
Yes.
Which is...
My heritage.
Yes.
Yes. So I didn't know what I was for a really long time. I was adopted. And back in the 80s, a lot of adoptions, at least in my area, were closed. And it was mostly to protect all parties, but especially the children. And when I turned 18, I really like came to blows with my family, whom I love. Like, I was adopted to the best family, but it came, to a head, and I was like, what am I? Like, where did I come from, and why am I doing the things I'm doing? Do other people exist in this world that are like me? Like, they must. I need to know. And I called the adoption agency because that was like protocol. They had to reach out and see if your parents were interested, which at 18 I was like, F this, like, they shouldn't be, need to be okay with it. Anyway.
Oh, of course.
Fast forward, I never really pursued it farther than that. I just made the call. They weren't, it was closed, and so I never called again. And then much later in life, when I started writing songs and digesting my life through that outlet, I was like okay with the mystery behind it. And now that I have like cute little babies and my wife is amazing, I'm okay. Like, I don't need to know everything. But it was interesting because I got these like handwritten notes from the agency about like quirky things about your family. Like, I wanted to know, like, will I have a heart attack? Like, am I prone to these things, these cancers, like really serious things? But they were like, well, you're like 90-something% Welsh, which I was like, what? Who's Welsh? Like, that's crazy. So I was just telling her, I was telling her, first thing was like, I Googled Welsh people look. And it was like Catherine Zeta-Jones and Tom Jones, and there's like some obscure boy band and I look like all of them, sort of.
Yeah.
Like, they're like sort of darker and not like really typical UK look. And so that was cool, and that became my identity for like hardcore for a minute. I got like a Welsh flag in my room, and I was like, what do they drink? I'm gonna drink it all. Like, super, super hardcore. And then grew up a bit, and I was like, okay, like, that's really cool to know that about me, but what am I gonna do with that? Like, how does that define me? It doesn't really. So it's about that mystery that I enjoy, actually.
That's really cool because you're kind of starting your own story and unfolding your own myth with your own family.
Right.
But yeah, I was saying earlier, like, I only know one guy who's Welsh, and that's because he always says, kiss my Welsh ass. But he's also from Mississippi, so and I'm like, and you look just like him.
That's so crazy.
It's totally, yeah.
I'm gonna start saying that now.
You have to start. You gotta get a Wales tattoo. No, you don't
Yeah,
do that,
how do you know I don't?
Kiss my Welsh ass.
How do you know I don't have that?
You could. On your leg. No one will see.
Yeah.
And you'll know. But so, things you read about people that you don't know if they're true or not. I did hear somewhere that a lot of your songs are about searching for identity, and it's something that I relate to because we talked about back there. I'm like the weirdest mix of nationalities.
Yeah.
It's like Cajun and Creole, and then Greek and Arab, and then Jewish is in there. It's like, well, when do these people get together?
Yeah.
Like,
under what circumstances?
Historically, they don't get along.
It
But
sounds-
hey, in my family, they're all. Yeah.
It sounds like the lead up to a joke.
No, I know, totally.
Yeah.
So these people got together, and it would be like, no, they didn't. Like, there wouldn't even be a joke. But
Yeah.
but so I really, is that true that a lot of your music is searching for kind of who you are? And
Yeah, it's not like literally about that every song in terms of like I'm not trying to sort of decipher where I came from in every song. But and the coolest part about this project is that like I didn't really intend for it to be what it's becoming and have a lot of people relate to it because it is intensely personal.
Yeah.
It was a bit like if you like wrote your diary and somebody found it, like, I think we should publish this. And I was like, oh, okay. But it's great because, it's not like I'm sitting you down and literally reading out of my diary. It's a little bit,
it's pretty music.
One removed from there. Yeah. So if you can deliver, something, and it's been really, really, and actually the next song I'm going to play was written from a place after like really hearing from a lot of people about how my music has, like, how they've related to it and how it's helped them through, although it is sad in some ways, like how it's helped them through a difficult time. And so, whether it's my adoption or your struggle with anxiety and depression or, constantly looking for an answer behind why we are how we are, I think that is like the key thread through all of it.
I'm a firm believer in that. Like, if you're not out loud with your struggles, you can't help other people who are having
it's so
them.
heavy, It's too heavy for you just to bear by yourself. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah,
and we're going to
thanks
hear
for
2 more
asking.
songs now.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm Dana. We're here in Levi's Lounge with SYML, and it's time for 2 more songs.
Woo. So this is a song called Wildfire, and I wrote it when all of us on the West Coast were experiencing all those awful fires up and down the coast over the summer. For us in Seattle, it was in the summer, and it was like apocalyptic. It was just smoke and ash, and at first I was like, whoa, this is really like inspiring in some way, and then it really hit me about how heavy it was. People were losing everything, and as I mentioned, I'm lucky to have people who reach out and say, like, look, this helped me in this time. So I wrote that song for these people. Darling, please take my hand. Please get up, rise to stand. I can't be the one to sing your song, 'cause I believe it's not your fault. Don't be scared, you are my rock. Nothing's gonna hold you down for long. Sometimes we break so beautiful, and you know you're not the only one. I breathe you in so sweet and powerful, like a wildfire burning up inside my lungs. I'm burning up. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm burning up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm burning up. In good time, you'll come to know when you release, when you let go, you can find yourself where you belong. You're not a curse, you're not too much, you are needed here, you are enough, and nothing's gonna hold you down for long. Sometimes we break so beautiful, and you know you're not the only one. I breathe you in so sweet and powerful, like a wildfire burning up inside my lungs. I'm burning up. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm burning up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm burning up. Darling, please don't give up. Drop your hate and sing for love. Let me be the one who sings along. Sometimes we break so beautiful, and you know you're not the only one. I breathe you in so sweet and powerful, like a wildfire burning up inside my lungs. I'm burning up. Thank you very much. Thank you. So last song is called "Where's My Love," and it was the first song I ever wrote for SYML, and again wrote it in my backyard, just sort of hoping to get it on some sad TV show or something, and it did. It got on a show called Teen Wolf, which I was unaware was rebooted from the hit movie. But it is a show, and it does have a lot of fans. And it got in the show, and what I'm recently learned was a very pivotal scene between two characters named Styles and Lydia. Stydia, if you're a fan. And yeah, this song was in it, and it got like Shazam somehow had like my metadata. Like I don't know how they found me, but people were finding me like my email, basically being like, "I need this song. You wrote it for Stydia, didn't you?" And that's where it started. So anyway, it has gone through a couple different iterations now, and I couldn't be happier that like this song is kind of the reason why I get to go see the rest of the world that I've never seen before and play this song and other songs. So thank you very much for having me and for being here. And playing. Cold bones, yeah, that's my love. She hides away like a ghost. Ooh, does she know that we bleed the same? Ooh, don't wanna cry, but I break that way. Cold sheets, oh, where's my love? I am searching high, I'm searching low in the night. Ooh, does she know that we bleed the same? Ooh, don't wanna cry, but I break that way. Did she run away? Did she run away? I don't know. But if she ran away, come back home. Just come home. I got a fear, oh, in my blood. She was carried up into the clouds high above. Ooh, if you bled, I'll bleed the same. Ooh, if you're scared, I'm on my way. Did you run away? Did you run away? I don't need to know. But if you ran away, come back home. Just come home. Thanks very much. Thank you.